happened to me that one time too, though. I do remember that.
All right, hi, it's 7:15. This is the Conservation Commission, and we have a continued public hearing. In accordance with Walpole Stormwater Management Bylaw, general bylaws, hereby given of the intent of Anthony Civitaris Jr. to construct proposed restoration of 7,781 square feet of altered land and removing the retaining wall over 40,000 square feet of disturbance at 0 Sunset Drive, formerly lots 7, 8, and 9, Walpole map 54, lots 39, 40, and 41. The application and plans will be reviewed at the Conservation Commission office, room 212, Town Hall, or at the Conservation Commission website. The public hearing on the above matter will be held at Walpole Town Hall, FinCom Room, 135 School Street, on September 10th, 2025, beginning at 7:15. All interested persons are requested to be present. Contact Landis if you've got questions. And who's representing the applicant?
So, to the chair and the board, my name is John Glossa, Glossa Engineering, 46 East Street in East Walpole. And I'm just going to go quickly. Landis actually asked me to come. I think it makes all the sense in the world. So there has been quite a bit of back and forth with the applicant, myself, and his attorney, Bill O'Connell. But I think we do sort of have at least something that I believe the commission might be interested in. So the first sheet here, and I'm not even sure that we have the exact same plan, but I think we do.
So they have the 812,
Yeah, that's the one I
is
have.
that the one you have there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first sheet, this is what was approved by the zoning board and by Landis as your stormwater management manager. And so it had, it allowed 32,698 square feet of alteration. So obviously what happened is Civitaris hired, because this is gravel, right? Everyone knows where this is. Do you know where the Walpole Motel is?
Yep.
On Route 1, just south of Pine Street. It's behind the Walpole Motel and a little bit south of it. So there were 3 vacant lots there, and years ago, Civitaris buys these lots. They total almost 46,000 square feet. So if you've ever seen them, they're blue dumpsters, affordable refuge, affordable carting or something. They're these blue dumpsters. And so that's one of their businesses. They also do landscaping businesses and others. And the whole idea was they were going to store the empty dumpsters, right, at this location here. And they're all swept out and everything because I've seen them up there and they're very clean. But I wasn't there, but apparently somebody, I don't know who, got a little bit, went a little bit overboard, let's say. So if you look at the second sheet, so other than this bituminous pavement, that's sort of proposed. But let me just quickly go over the second sheet. And what the second sheet shows is the limit of, the existing limit of disturbance, which is this line going all the way around like this. So they were only supposed to alter around 33,000 or whatever I said, and they ended up altering 43,000. So they're 10,000 square feet more, and they're over the 40,000 square feet. They did some other things. So these trees don't actually exist. They're proposed, but they did put this wall in here because behind this is the Hilltop Apartments. And there's a parking lot right here. So these people started to complain. I think they're the ones who sort of dropped the dime on them and said, hey, what's going on? We're going to fall over the cliff here. So this is probably 10 feet lower between here and there. So after meeting with them, we drew plans where we would pull back the permanent disturbance, let's call it, to, I didn't put the right glasses on. It's right in, to 35,469. So approximately what was approved. So, you know, sort of the hope was we would go to Landis and say, well, we're just going to restore this, but that's not going to fly. And I understand why, because they went over the threshold. So the other part of this, though, is that this is all gravel up there. So it's all hydrologic group A soil. So when we look at this on the HydroCAD, when you put it in the existing condition, which is the condition that it was before anything was altered, it was 100% treed lot. When you, even up to the 100-year storm, there's no runoff from that lot. So what happens is when you start to change the ground condition, you're going to create runoff, and now we have to put it back in the ground. So we did draw up for them a plan with galleys to show them what it would look like. And I think they got a cost, and it was, you know, well over $200,000, because then you have to have storm scepters. You have to put a lot of galleys in to get this done. So we're trying to find some sort of happy median in between. This basin, there is a basin there now down here, which was designed for 1 inch of water versus the 9.83 or whatever it is for the 100-year storm. So not really sure where we're going to end up with this, but you know, they're not building a building or anything like that. And then the other part of it, so you know, to spend that kind of money and you just sort of parking dumpsters, and now they have a couple other tenants up there, doesn't really make any economic sense. We did tell them we could put the galleys off to one side, so when they do a building, and you know, that wouldn't be in the way, but doesn't seem to be working that well. So anyway, I think what we'd like to do is sort of come back and maybe meet some sort of something in between, 25-year storm, or ask for some waivers rather than the full 100-year storm. But the other thing that's, I don't want to take, but the other thing that's important up here, because this is in, I think it's in, I think it's in Water Resource Area 3, so we really should have some sort of treatment. So what we were trying to do is just show a paved area here, to park any vehicles that might have, you know, gasoline, oil, antifreeze, hydraulic, that sort of stuff. And then with a catch basin, and then instead of a storm scepter, we have an oil grease trap here, which is the same thing, like an MDC, oil and grease separator. And so all of the water would come onto this, go through the catch basin and into this basin here. We did do some soil testing out there with the town engineer because he thought, based on the soils, that we might have a better infiltration rate than the sort of the 8.27 you get from using the information in the stormwater management regulation. Because he said he's seen them as high as 16 in places like this, but we didn't get that. We're back to the 8.27. So that's what we're sort of here for. We're backing off, going back to pretty much the same area of permanent alteration that was kind of allowed before by Landis and by the zoning board, and then showing plantings, sloping, obviously ground cover all the way around this area here. And this area now, so they have changed their use a little bit. It's not just the dumpsters, they've got some other tenants in here with different sort of, mostly like landscaping type trailers and things that are being parked in there and used in there. So maybe half of it dumpsters now and the other half with these tenants. So we did go through, I think it's, might be on the last page, but we did go through with the zoning board as far as what actually is going to be stored on this site. So if you look at sheet 2 in the upper right corner, those are the things that will not be allowed, and then the next one under that are the things that are being proposed. No? If you have that, no?
What sheet, Larry?
It's on sheet 2. On sheet 2 on the right side. Sorry. So there's a whole list of things that will not happen there, and then there's a list of things that they would want to happen there. So that's where we're at. I'm sorry for the delay, but not only have I had some sort of personal challenges for the last half of 2025, Tony's, so I don't know if he's senior and junior, but the older Tony had a stroke recently. So it kind of, you know, we're having these meetings with the Bill O'Connell, but they haven't been taking place. We've just been sort of continuing everything. So I'm sorry about that. I don't think much has really changed up there. Kind of looks the way it looked before. So I guess we'll come back, maybe try to work with Landis and the town engineer and anybody else to try to come up with something that is a little bit more economically palatable to the Tony Civitaris. So I guess I can answer any questions you might have.
All right, Landis, do you want to start, and then we'll go in this order?
Yep, at your pleasure, Chair.
Yes, please do, Landis.
Yeah, so I wanted John to come back because this project seems to have been stalling and it really needs to move forward. Something needs to be done there. And it's not a huge site, small site. So if you do the landscaping that you propose, so the paved area or impervious area goes down below 40,000 square feet, will you capture the first 1 inch in the basin that you've designed?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, because I think that's the main purpose of the bylaw in general, is to capture the first 1 inch. And if you have catch basin with an oil and gas separator, then you have some water quality. So I think we should sit down and just go over and maybe have Chris come and sit down with us as well, because
Yeah,
he's there.
Yeah.
Chris and Joe are the town engineer after today.
oh, they are?
Yeah, today was Carl's last day.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be March. So, yeah, and just quickly then, so, and then we're only showing one, but we can add on to that. I mean, there are some deficiencies here that I can see, but we do have a catch basin and we have an oil and grit separator that's sized for the size of the altered area. You know, I would like to see at least some pavement. If you think this is too much, that's fine, but I think when you have a catch basin, you have to have enough pavement around it to screen out or to sort of stop the flow of, you know, loose gravel and everything from getting to the catch basin. I know in heavy storms it might get there anyway,
That's
but
what's happening now, is it's flowing off the site, kind of.
yeah, I think it's
cutting
going,
across the-
there is a basin here, but yeah, I think it's going, it goes around it, yeah.
You need- yeah, so really.
Yeah, so we put all sorts of notes and stuff about how to build that up and channel it to this, so, but I would be happy to meet with you and the engineering staff to go over the design and go over our numbers.
So I guess, you know, part of what I wanted to, you know, get from the commission is just if they're willing to give us some waivers if necessary for this particular project.
Yeah, okay, so I had three questions, but in general, it seems like you're on the right track. This is probably gonna come along with the orders of conditions at some point, but if you've got various tenants on that property, how do you keep the cars and trucks, or however you described it, yeah, cars and trucks, on the pavement? It's just, I mean, gravel's perfectly drivable, especially if people are in some sort of trade that they're used to driving wherever they want. And then, how come construction equipment, which also has gasoline in it, or diesel or something, gets to be on the gravel? These might all be rhetorical questions at this point, but these are coming up, and they'll come up eventually. Like, how can you enforce the vehicles are only here, the construction equipment gets to be here? Are they putting some thought into that?
Well, there's two places the town can control that, right? One is your board with
Yeah.
this land disturbance permit. And the other is, this is in front of the zoning board of appeals, because this is a expansion or an alteration of that existing permit that I talked about when we got here. So the zoning board clearly is going to issue, if they do so, they're either gonna deny it or they're gonna issue it with conditions. So you can add your conditions, and you can also tell the zoning board, hey, we want you to add these conditions.
Oh, I know, we're gonna have conditions and all that. There's already been just sort of like, oops, we went over 40,000. So I'm just thinking, so it's really important that whatever gets decided gets paid attention to.
So I will say Civitarese is sort of willing to work here, because, so what's going on here is now regulated by the building inspector, and so he's been fining them.
I was wondering about that, because if you have a
Yes.
10-foot drop from a parking lot of an apartment building, I was like, wow, has the building inspector
Yes,
been
he's
around?
been fining them, and he's been asking them about the retaining
all right.
wall and about, there's almost a little bit of
Yeah.
encroachment here, because they
Yeah.
dug down so deep that it's sort of fallen down. So I think he may have allowed them to fix some of that stuff, sort of just to make it safe.
Yep.
But, so that's what's going on the zoning board side. So,
Okay.
again, we tried to list out what they wanted to do. We met with them multiple times in Bill O'Connell's office. And we told them, you have to be very specific, because if the building inspector shows up and there's something, he doesn't know whether you have approval or not, he's gonna take the road that you don't have approval, and you're gonna get fined again.
Yeah,
So,
okay, yeah. All right, so
so-
he's all over it. All right, that's
Yeah.
good. All right. Okay, so that's good. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
All right, Medio?
That 10,000 square feet that was cleared,
Yeah.
was that vegetated?
Yeah.
Oh, and what are you gonna revegetate it with?
Right.
Is there
Well,
planting
there's
plan?
plantings, there's arborvitae's. I don't think we have any plantings on the slope. I mean, we're not showing any, but clearly we can add plantings, slope stabilization plantings, spreading yews and things like that. I mean, they are in the landscaping business, so they should be able to,
So you'll have a planting plan of some
yeah,
sort then?
yeah. I don't have my rake glasses on, but there might be some stuff on there. But we'll have a complete planting plan for everything that's not gonna be within the altered area. We'll have a complete planting plan.
Okay. And there's no structures on the proposal?
No.
No, so it's just gonna be trailers and
Yeah.
things like that?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah, but it's pretty limited in the zoning, what they can actually do there.
yeah,
And like I said, the building inspector has kind of been on top of them as best he's trying to be friendly,
Right.
but he's kind of annoyed, that's for sure.
well, yeah. Okay, that's all I
Okay,
have.
great, thanks. Bailey?
No comments.
Okay, Jessica?
No comments.
Okay, so we're not deciding anything tonight, we're just saying it's sort of back to the drawing board a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
I just wanted John to come and kind of reopen it, the discussion, because it's something that really needs to be addressed. The wall needs to be fixed, and the landscaping will help the site, and the storm water needs to be managed. So I just wanted the commission to kind of give their nod to move forward with the plan, and I think as long as you're catching the first 1 inch, and you're going below the 40,000 square feet with some landscaping, which also, absorbs some of the stormwater
Yeah.
that a plan would make sense than not doing anything, which is what's happening now.
Yeah, we'll do the best we can. like to work with the town. And so my advice to Attorney O'Connell is let the Conservation Commission, let this stormwater permit happen, and then go to the zoning board and say, okay, these are all of the conditions and controls that are in place, so that they can make their decision, rather than the other way around. Because I think the board here has more knowledge and sort of interest in that drainage aspect of this.
Okay, good, thanks. So that's
Do you
it.
want to just continue it to?
Oh, yes, continue, I'm sorry. When would you like to continue it to, John?
Well, I just think it'd be a waste if you're asking me to come back in 2 weeks, so can we come back in 30 days?
On the February 25th?
Yeah,
Is that good?
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
So let's see, do we have anything else for that date? February 25th. I don't see anything here.
I forgot to put that in, so, can you just do it at 7:05?
Sure. So would someone like to make a motion that we have John back at 7:05?
I'll move it.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. 400. So do you think we do have something, Linda? Okay.
Right,
Oh, wait a minute, okay, I think, don't we drop to 7:05? We do Clarkson next. We had 7, 7:05, 7:10, 7:15. So it's Clarkson. Clarkson. Okay. All right, it's 7:35, and we have our next hearing, Conservation Commission request for determination in accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act and Walpole Wetlands Protection Bylaw. Notice is hereby given of the intent of Janine Yovino to request a determination of applicability for a proposed 16 by 16 one-story addition, 16 by 5 porch, and a 16 by 12-foot deck with stairs located at 11 Clarkson Drive within the 100-foot buffer zone. The application and plans will be viewed at the Conservation Commission office or at the Conservation website. Public hearing on the above matter will be held in person at the Walpole Town Hall, 135 School Street, January 28th, 2026, at 7:05. All interested persons are requested to be present. Contact Landis with questions. All right, who is representing the applicant?
My name is Karen Skinner-Catroni. The owner is here also. So, as you stated, project is at 11 Clarkson Drive. The site was delineated on 5/27/25. I delineated BBW in the rear of the property associated with a bigger, a larger wetland. The applicant's proposing a 16 by 16 square foot, one-story addition, shown here. To the right side of the existing single-family house, a 19 by 13 square foot deck with stairs, a 16 by 5 porch, and a small, just a small little roof area in the back here to shed water from the house over the walk-in area. The deck is 47.2 feet from the wetland, and the addition is 60 feet from the wetland. This will have a foundation. We're showing a compost sock here. There's no wetland, there's no riverfront, natural heritage, or FEMA issues associated with the project. There's no tree removal necessary. There's a 20-foot wide easement here. There'll be no work within that easement. If you have any questions.
Okay. Any comments, Landis?
So, I'm kind of familiar with the wetlands of this area, it's big, huge wetlands behind
Yeah.
Clarkson Drive, it extends quite a ways. And all of the wetlands is behind an existing fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the work is at least 50 feet away from wetlands. I think all the work's occurring on the side. And just as far as construction, do they have to excavate and store any material?
It's just that you don't have to store it for
Well,
the
they would
foundation,
usually
right?
just store enough
Just for
to
backfill.
back. Sorry.
Right, for the deck, I'm sure it's just for.
Yeah, for the deck would be sonotubes, but for a foundation, normally they're gonna excavate anything that can't go, that's going to not be able to go back into the hole because of the foundation size, gets taken off-site.
They'll just truck
But a
it out.
good excavator, someone with a lot of experience, will leave just enough soil there to backfill. And then, you know, you don't have a mound of dirt there during the whole process of building the addition.
That's good. Are you the engineer for this?
I actually did this. Well,
No, he's
Cory
not.
and I work together.
We work together on a lot of stuff.
projects.
Okay, because I've never seen another engineer leap up and answer the question.
See, nobody knew what- I actually did the septic system now.
Okay.
Septic tank and pump can even pump up to the.
So my concern is always sometimes with these projects, extra fill gets spread around in the
So there's no
backyard.
grade change
So
proposed.
the limit of work is the erosion control
Yep.
period. If they want to do anything else, they need to come back,
Right,
just so that's clear.
So there's no grade change proposed.
Okay, thanks. No comment from me. Medio?
It's a little hard to discern much from this drawing, to be honest, but I think.
Do you want to look closer at this one?
No, from your description, I can understand what's going on. Sounds like Landis kind of answered my questions regarding fill on the site, and you have some erosion control in the back there. I say, yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, I don't have any other questions.
Okay, Bailey?
Only because I just don't know how additions go. Will there be like big, heavy machinery around? And
So
how big's the driveway to,
So there's a drive, the driveway is here, so they'll work from the driveway.
are they gonna leave them there? Like, or are they, I'm just curious.
If they leave them there, they'll leave them out in the front of the house, so.
Okay, Jessica?
No questions.
Okay, good. So,
Yeah, so just the limit of work is erosion control, no sediment should be left on the road by the end of the day, should be swept up. Being clear, driveway.
You put those as conditions in the,
Yeah, we'll just
Yeah.
stick them in. Other than that, I'm recommending a -3.
okay, would someone like to move to close the hearing?
I'll move it.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
All right.
400. Okay, so are we discussing anything before we vote, or?
So I'm recommending a -3.
Oh, okay,
with,
okay,
the
so that's,
conditions,
that's, okay, just,
the
that's,
requirements that are in my report.
you did all
for
the discussion,
Free
okay,
and clear of sediments and
okay.
limit of work being the erosion control. Usually we'll still have them give me email or call to review the erosion control.
Okay, good. Any other things people would like to add? Okay, so would someone like to move to approve this project?
I'll move that.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
400.
Good to go.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now we have 710, which is Allen Pond. Okay. So, this is our 710 hearing, Conservation Commission Notice of Intent in accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40 of the Wetlands Protection Act and Walpole Wetlands Protection Bylaw. Notice is hereby given of the intent of the town of Walpole to construct proposed dam rehabilitation located at the Allen Pond Dam, Washington Street, within the wetland resource area and buffer zone. The application and plans may be viewed at the Conservation Commission office, 135 School Street, or on the commission website. Public hearing on the above matter will be held in person at the Walpole Town Hall, FinCom Room, 135 School Street, January 14th, 2026 at 7:10. All interested persons are required to be present. Contact conservation agent with any questions. So we are going to continue this. We have an email from the applicant saying that they would like to continue to February 11th. And I'm wondering if we have anything on for
I
that.
know, and I apologize.
Okay. What do you think we should do? Take a
Uh,
chance and do 7:05?
I'm just quickly trying to go on to the website to see.
What if we give a time and then it turns out not to be the time? Is that like a,
I mean, if you do an odd number, then.
7:07?
Because we
Se-
generally do.
7:07.
Okay.
Okay, good. Would someone like to move that we do the Allen Dam project February 11th at 7:07?
I'll move that.
Okay,
I'll second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 400, so 7:07
7:07 on 2/11.
on 2/11, okay. And then we have another hearing that's going to be continued. And that's going to be the Pinnacle.
Yeah, so,
What?
well, I was just, so I got our website. So we do have several things.
Oh
on
dear, what do
2/11.
we have?
We have Al Sarabi, we have Forest Shoreline Lane, and we have the Wells.
So is 7:07 going to be okay?
No, I'm sorry to keep you guys later.
that's okay.
But can you just wait a second while I run upstairs and get an
Yes.
agenda? I just want to make sure. that
Yes,
we're-
yes.
Unacceptable.
Can we take back our vote?
So Shoreline,
Shoreview.
sure, that's where you live? Is that your project that we're,
Let's talk about that.
okay, okay. Video, you're still on television.
I know. Hi. Sorry, completely spaced. I have it's in my calendar and I have reminders set. For some reason, I don't get them on my phone. I'm not sure what's wrong.
I had the same thing with my calendar. I have two calendars that I look at and it didn't pop up.
No.
And I was like, what's going on? So I have to like make sure that it's.
And we took a chance and actually told Al or encouraged him not to come tonight because it's so icy in his driveway. It's so hard for him to get from his house to my car. It really is.
So, yeah,
He lives way in the back of, with a little dirt driveway.
okay.
Al, you're listening to this, I know, but, so we encouraged him not to come, and he agreed.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have, some fairly straightforward
Sorry
stuff.
to keep you waiting.
So
but,
that's
yeah.
okay. Wasn't long. I was just hoping you weren't speeding.
Yeah, probably was, yeah. So I have to set up something different,
Yeah.
remind myself.
Do you have a watch that can help you, like one of those smartwatches?
Well, you're not usually,
I don't wear it anymore,
Yeah.
now that I'm not working.
Yeah, that's fair.
I used to wear it all the time, but, so now
I know
that,
that happened to me once, because I remember I emailed afterwards to apologize, where they'd moved around my schedule at work.
Yeah.
And I didn't remember that it was Wednesday until like 8:30.
oh dear.
I'm like, it's Wednesday, I'm not supposed to be at home.
Yolanda's name come up like, oh no. I gotta go.
They moved my Tuesday schedule to Wednesday. I thought I still had a day.
That is confusing. Sounds very confusing.
It's not one of those things that happens very often, but
Yeah.
it's just one of those things where, like, we had various people missing in action for various reasons at work, so they shuffled everything around.
Mhm.
And then it's just like,
So we must have got about 2 feet of snow, huh?
I know.
Yeah. Too much.
Thank God there's a fluffier, lighter stuff, If it was a heavy, wet stuff, forget it. My snow blower can't handle that stuff.
No.
And what are they saying for Sunday now?
I
They
don't
don't know
trust
yet.
them
They
yet.
don't
I
know.
don't trust them yet. They're trying to say, another big storm, but I don't like the way they do it, like, too many days ahead.
Yeah,
so,
I saw the news quickly, and they're not sure yet. I
yeah,
think
well, they're not gonna admit that, though.
The National Weather Service is saying it's still like a 45% chance of snow, so that's not,
Okay.
I'm
We've been
hoping
sport-
that we don't, because even if we don't get snow, I feel like we're gonna get wind from this, so let's try to limit the damage. But
Yeah, they said wind anyway, yeah. And in the last maybe 3 winters, we've been spoiled, it hasn't been
Oh,
that
yeah.
bad, you know.
I don't think we've gotten this much at once for a lot longer than that, so.
Yeah, I know, it's been, I remember the winter, was it 15, 16, or 16,
Yeah,
17?
yeah, yeah,
That was a bad one.
yeah,
3
it
feet of
was.
snow every weekend for like
Yeah.
5 weeks in a row.
I remember that,
Started Super Bowl weekend.
yeah. Yeah, I thought we were out of the woods that winter, I'm like, December, January, okay, now all of a sudden, blam, yeah, we had,
Yeah,
I know I had a project in Connecticut that year, and I had to keep calling them and telling them I couldn't come because the roads were shut down.
Yeah.
And they weren't getting it there, so I'm just like, no, seriously, turn on the news. That storm where it says just 3 feet and there's an arrow pointing at Boston, that's me.
yeah.
your street's probably not very plowed out, right? Aren't you you're on Woodruff, okay, so do you have one lane?
They, initially, yeah, but then the town truck came and cleared it
Oh,
wider.
oh, okay, isn't good.
Yeah. Yep.
It's gonna take a
You
while.
probably have
for it
one
to
lane
go.
on yours, right? Because
Yeah. It's
nobody
the cul-
lives
when the
there.
cul-de-sac in
Yeah,
the back,
yeah.
yeah. They did an okay job. It's a little, it's kind of sketchy getting out
Oh,
onto 1A.
yeah,
It's, that they piled the snow really high, so you can't like see cars coming.
We've got a couple of intersections like that. The worst one, I hadn't gone that way the other day, and I went that way today. I'm like, I can't go this way anymore, is when you turn off of Washington onto Union Street, and there's that, where what is that, Walnut, like, connects with it? You cannot see around that for anything right now.
but that's a four-way stop, right? You like,
No, not the four-way,
oh,
we're right off of Washington Street. The
oh.
four-way's not
oh,
up until you pass
okay,
the post
okay, yeah,
office.
you're right, yeah,
Yeah, that bank is about 18 feet high or something right now,
Oh my gosh.
because I think that's where they put everything from the parking lots for the post office and the bank, and,
Yeah,
but,
Wow.
but yeah, I did that this morning. I'm like, I'm gonna go around tomorrow, but so it was a little bit of fingers crossed. Hopefully, nobody's actually coming while I pull out into the intersection. We were down to a very narrow lane for a little while, but somebody in the neighborhood has a little excavator, so.
Nice.
oh, that's good.
That's very nice.
So they widened it out a little bit, so at least we have about a lane and a half now.
Yeah, we kind of have a little more than just a single lane, but it would be very hard to get by one another.
See, after a while, the fire department gets concerned about the trucks. And that's where they do things like that. Blizzard from the 15s and 16s that you were talking about, they just came through with a front loader and dumped it onto people's lawns.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. They didn't care if you had your walk shoveled out or anything, they just dump.
Yeah.
Sidewalk, you'd worked on your sidewalk.
Yep.
Because the fire trucks can't get through after a while.
Yep.
Okay, so what do we have for February 11th?
Okay, so for February 11th, we already had a 7:05, whoops.
Okay.
So I think.
That's
you-
all right.
You just need to re-vote the zero sunset to 7 o'clock, and I'll just let you know.
Okay, all right. Oh, I see, okay. So Landis just found out that sunset, which we had just said was at 7 o'clock on the 11th.
You voted for 7:05 on the 11th, so. you
Oh,
wanted
we
to
said
change it
7:05,
to
so now we
7
want it to be 7. Okay, so would someone like to move that on February 11th, we have sunset on 7 o'clock?
I'll
That's
move that.
Okay,
I'll second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, 400. So,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, and so the next one was Allen Pond Dam.
But we put that at 7:07.
Okay, Three's the one that's
Sunset,
on
wasn't that
the 11th.
continued to the 25th?
Hmm?
Wasn't Sunset?
Oh, yeah,
continued
this
to
was the
25th?
25th, you're right.
Wait a second, wait a second.
I wrote it down.
Okay, wait a minute. Landis, did you bring down anything on the,
So 7:05 on the 25th is fine.
7:05.
okay, so we have to undo that vote, okay, okay. So let me clarify for the viewing audience.
I need a flow chart.
In fact, sunset was on
No, this needs to be earlier.
January 25th. When is sunset? Oh, February 25th.
February
In fact, sunset is on February 25th,
At 7:05.
and we put it at 7:05, and we mistakenly voted to make it 7 o'clock. Would someone like to move to take that last vote back and put sunset back at 7:05?
I don't know.
It should just state
Yes,
that.
yes, I,
Emilio,
on
please.
25.
Thank you. One-
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? 400. Okay, so now we have sunset at 7:05.
On the 25th.
Yeah, okay.
So the next one is Allen Pond Dam, of which they asked to
We-
be continued on to the
We're,
February 11th, and that's at 7:07.
that's right. So we have 7:05 Al Sarabi, 7:07 Allen Pond Dam, or Allen Dam, then 7:10 Shoreview, 7:15, 7:18, 7:20. Okay, so now we are going to read the notice
Yep,
for,
so where's the,
this is Clarkson. All right, so here's our next public hearing. Conservation Commission Notice of Intent in accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, and the Walpole Wetlands Protection Bylaw. Notice is hereby given of the intent of Louis Petrosi, Wall Street Development Corporation, to construct 15 proposed single-family houses with driveway, stormwater management, utilities, and site grading at 9 Pinnacle Drive within wetland resource areas, including 200 feet of the Neponset River. The application and plans may be viewed at the Conservation Commission office or at the Conservation website. Public hearing on the above matter will be held in person at the Walpole Town Hall, 135 School Street, April 9th, 2025, at 7:30 PM. All interested persons are required to be present. Contact Landis for any questions. And we have a email from Lou saying that Wall Street Development requests that we continue to February 11th. And so we just established that we could put them at 7:25. Is this why does Wells have 3 different
because
things?
it's 3 different requests for determinations.
Okay, so we
But they
could,
should go pretty fast.
so let's do 7:25, just because we're not really, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so would someone like to move that the Wall Street Development Project will be 7:25 on February 11th?
I'll move it.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, 400. All right, so Lou is 7:25.
Okay.
Okay. So I think we're done with our hearings. We don't have any minutes. Oh, we do have minutes.
I didn't read
Is that correct? Do we have minutes, Landis?
Were you sent minutes?
We did not have minutes.
Then you don't have.
Okay, all right. I just wondered if I had missed them or something. All right, and we do not have anything new on our conservation properties. We are not going to do any certificates of compliance. Does spring mean for Hartson that it's going to happen in the spring or
Yes,
something?
we're waiting
Okay,
for the
so we
grass to-
don't have any certificates of compliance. So I think and we have, let's do the correspondence, and then we'll switch to our enforcement order. What's the correspondence about,
So
Landis?
the correspondence is from Eversource, just to notify the commission that there's additional vegetative management along right-of-way 10, which is off High Street near Wagon Road. They need to use swamp mats to drive over the wetlands in order to access upland areas, which they're going to be cut.
Okay,
It's all allowable under
Yeah.
the act as long as they notify us and they're not
Yeah.
doing any permanent
okay.
alteration.
All right, and we have an outstanding enforcement order, there's nothing new on that, that's the South Street one, but the one that Landis is going to introduce us to is 6 Al Sarabi Way. So what's going on there?
Yep, so 6 Al Sarabi Way is part of the Al Sarabi subdivision off of Starlight Drive. They are actually on our agenda for the 25th, I think. Oh, no, the 11th, that was 7:05. But the owner jumped the gun and went out and cleared the lot. So he cleared the 25-foot no alteration area, and he cleared a little section of the wetlands. So his engineer, Legacy Engineering, Dan American, notified me, and we went out and took a look at the site, and came up with a potential plan for vegetative plantings. I sent out a formal notice of noncompliance to document everything, and asked for a written plan of, to revegetate the 25-foot no alteration area and the wetlands area. So approximately 12 trees were removed from the 25-foot no alteration area, and 4 trees were moved from the wetlands. The shrubs were kind of left. They weren't really damaged, they weren't cut, but they'll bounce back. So they're proposing to plant 15 new deciduous trees within the 25-foot no alteration buffer, and adjacent wetlands, 3 red maples, 1 yellow birch, 4 red oak, 4 white oak, 4 red maples, at least 12 feet high. And then they're gonna do 50 shrubs in the no alteration area, varying from high bush, blueberry, sweet pepper bush, spice bush, witch hazel, viburnum. And I asked that the restoration planting plan be included on the plan when they come to the next meeting.
Okay.
And that also, there should be a note that the no alteration bounds go in right after
Yeah.
the vegetation is planted.
Okay.
Okay.
So, if there's anything else commission could think about, I would tell Dan American in advance before he does the plan and comes to the meeting, next meeting.
Well, in your opinion, is this amount of planting sufficient?
Yes, I think it's
Okay.
very robust.
Okay, all right. And you're putting in some stipulation about the size of the trees and all that?
Well, he's written that they should be at least 12 feet high.
Okay.
So, and each shrubs are 18 inches tall.
And when's a good time for that to be done by? Because sometimes we have that
Well, it
problem.
needs to be done first spring. This is first spring, beginning of the spring,
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
beginning of the first growing season.
yeah.
And that's it.
Okay.
All right, so,
So it's really just informational, just to let you know, there's a notice of noncompliance that was issued, and they are, complying and working with me to put together a plan, and that will be presented to the commission at the next meeting.
okay,
So you'll
good.
have an opportunity to give more input or
Yeah.
anything.
Okay, all right. So I think we're through with our agenda, are we not? Does anyone see any?
South Street
Oh, sorry, what?
enforcement order, what, you're waiting for a response?
Yeah, so we're waiting for, there was a little issue about a couple more plantings that were expected. And that kind of came out towards the end of the season. And there's also the bounds, and there's as-built requirements for the certificate of compliance. So
You're waiting for all?
I'm waiting, I put another email out just to get an idea of what was going on. The engineer had been in contact with me, so I was under the impression they were working on the COC. But I haven't heard back from Anthony Musto, but I guess my assumption is they're waiting for the spring, but
Okay,
exactly know yet.
okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Now I think we're through the agenda. Yes, would someone like to move to close the hearing? Or, no, sorry, Landis, you have something more you want to say?
Nope.
Okay, someone like to move to adjourn?
I'll move it.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
400. Okay,